and welcome to Prudent Media. My name is Sachin Chatte and on this program we take a look at all the latest releases. This week we will review Gerard Butler's Plane and the big Hindi release, the first Hindi release of 2023, which is Kuttey, directed by Asman Bharadwaj. First, let's take a look at Kuttey. Kuttey is written and directed by Asman Bharadwaj and it belongs to that dying genre of crime thrillers. Dying at least in terms of engaging thrillers. While this film will not exactly make you sing hosannas from the rooftop, actually far from it, it just about manages to get to the finish line in under 2 hours of its running time. Kuttey is largely a derivative film from the Tarantino kind of school of filmmaking and it just about makes a positive impact. The screenplay doesn't manage to shrug off that, "Oh look, I am so clever" tag, and at times it falls short of the impact that it intends to have. Being the son of Vishal Bharadwaj, whose Kamine, which was made in 2009 and it made quite an impact, the Dhantana music from that film lingers all over this one. This debut feature opens with a prologue involving a Naxalite leader played by Konkani and a cop who is referred to as Paji, and that's played by Kumud Mishra, and his morality is on the right side. The rest of the film is divided into chapters like Tarantino's Pulp Fiction or Inglourious Basterds. More than a decade down the line, Gopal, played by Arjun Kapoor, and Paji, they are accosted by a drug kingpin played by Nasruddin Shah, and they agree to take on a job to kill his rival. They are of course both police officers. Now that incident brings in another police officer on the scene. Her name is Poonam, also known as Pammiji, played by the fabulous Tabbu. Now she plays a foul-mouthed, no-nonsense officer who also has her own agenda. She wants her own big house in Lonavala next to Javed Akhtar's residence because the tiny police quarters are not big enough for her. That leaves two other characters, the Kingpin's daughter played by Radhika Madan and her lover played by Shardul Bharadwaj. The common thread that binds all of them is their individual efforts to lay their hands on a van full of cash which is meant to deliver money to the ATMs. Now throughout, the film is high on style with a constant background score. Now every scene doesn't have to be underlined with music. There are shots in the rain, a shootout with a song playing with lyrics by Gulzar Saab which says "Sondi hai khoon ki khushboo." There is also slow motion shots. Now the substance quotient on whole is not very high. Style, yes. Substance, no. Now take the opening shootout at a pool party. There is no rhyme or reason or explanation as to why the cops are on a killing spree. Why kill 20 people on a mission when you actually intend to kill only one of them? Even the Naxalites appearing in their full gear during the climax is a bit out of place and very convenient. It is the occasional humor that works well and hits the target, like the scene where some newbies are planning a heist and decide to make a WhatsApp group to keep everybody informed. Tabbu steals the show every time she is on screen. She even narrates the story of the frog and the scorpion, which we've heard before and most recently in Darlings. While it has become a norm to expect Kumud Mishra to do whatever he does with all sincerity, Tabbu is the one that makes an impact in every single scene. Kuttey effectively is like a dog that's friendly and affectionate during the daytime but also barks and gives you sleepless nights. I'm going to go with 2.5 out of 5 stars for Asman Bharadwaj's latest film, Kuttey. The other release of the week is a film called Plane. Now, Plane is a title that is as straightforward as it can get for a story which is about an aircraft that finds itself in trouble in mid-air. Gerard Butler has done a few films in recent times, but none of them have been memorable by any stretch of imagination. Directed by Jean-François Richet, Plane has Butler in an eminently likable role. This is a very 90s kind of a film where disaster strikes and then the characters have to rise above the ordinary to save the day. Now think of Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves in Speed, which was made by Jan de Bont. Although this is more of a Captain Sully than the duo in that 1994 film. Now, except that Sully lands in a jungle that is full of hostility. Butler plays a captain whose name is Brodie Torrance, a commercial airline pilot who has made Singapore his base now. He has to fly on New Year's Eve to Tokyo on a flight that is not exactly packed, but it also has a criminal on board whose name is Louis, played by Mike Colter. Now, Louis is being extradited to another country. Now, what can go wrong on such a routine flight? Well, the airline company, in the process of saving fuel, asks him to fly straight through a storm, and that is when things go wrong. Now, the experienced captain, along with some help from his co-pilot, played by Yosun An, manages to land the flight in the middle of nowhere in a jungle, only to discover that it is a lawless region run by separatists whose mouths water at the prospect of holding foreigners hostage. The captain then has to ditch his flying skills temporarily and switch to Rambo mode, although there are others also who do most of the killing. Plane largely moves on predictable lines but pulls it off very well. It gets many of the key scenes right, giving you enough bang for your buck. There are some standard scenes like the daughter of the captain waiting for the news of her father, or the airline company doing some troubleshooting from their headquarters. It is at its best when it is airborne or when it sticks to the passengers and the crew. Butler is charming and plays his part to near perfection. Hopefully, this will be a new beginning in his career. This plane may not serve caviar, but it surely will give you a very good time. I'm going to go with 3 out of 5 stars for Gerard Butler's Plane. Well, that's what I thought of the films that were released this week. Do let us know what you think. Do write into us. Our address is features@prudentmedia.in. And I'll be back with you next week with more movie reviews. Till then, it's goodbye from me.